It seems like a new virus that's trying to kill us perhaps somewhere in the world every other day. A simple viral infection may not seem like a big deal, but without modern medicine on your side, you would be singing a different tone. Viruses are lethal and have killed hundreds of millions over the centuries. Here are the top 10 most dangerous viruses in the world. Let's get into that. Number 10. Lassa. This BSL-4 virus gives us yet another reason to avoid rodents. Lassa is carried by a species of rat in West Africa called Mastomys. It's airborne, at least when you are hanging around the rat's fecal matter. Humans, however, can only spread it through the direct contact with bodily secretions. Lassa fever, which has 15 to 20% mortality rate, causes about 500 deaths a year in West Africa. Number 9. Smallpox. Smallpox has been largely eradicated. For that reason, we don't typically vaccine against it anymore. But before the vaccine was developed, smallpox killed millions. 50 million people per year contracted the virus, with hundreds of thousands dying as a result. It's an ancient virus. National Geographic reports with the earliest probable signs showing up in India or Egypt 3000 years ago. Even some Egyptian mummies show evidence of smallpox. Number 8. Hepatitis. Hepatitis isn't too much of an issue in modern America. It comes in a few different forms and typically treatable. But make no mistake, it's deadly. Hepatitis B in particular kills 686,000 people every year. Hepatitis C also is a quiet but efficient killer. The continuous discharge certificate says nearly 20,000 people died as a result of hepatitis C contraction in 2014 alone. Number 7. Dengue. It's a tropical mosquito spread virus. Dengue fever affects billions of people who live in at-risk areas. The virus has spread to more than 100 countries and hundreds of millions of cases are diagnosed every year. Severe epidemics continue to occur, and though a vaccine came onto this market, dengue is still ravaging communities around the world. Number 6. Spanish flu. We could put influenza here, but we are going to run with the deadliest version, the Spanish flu. According to a report from Stanford, this particular strain of influenza killed more people in 1 year, 1918, than the bubonic plague did when it wiped out a huge percentage of the European population in the 1300s. Total deaths attributed to the Spanish flu are estimated at between 50 and 100 million. Number 5. Yellow fever. Most of us are familiar with yellow fever, a virus typically spread by mosquitoes. We have vaccines that are effective and affordable, and lots of progress has been made in recent years towards eradicating it. Yet hundreds of thousands of people still contract yellow fever every year, and the World Health Organization says 30,000 are killed. Number 4. Marburg virus. Marburg virus, also known as Marburg hemorrhagic fever, is not exactly a widespread virus, but it is incredibly deadly. In certain outbreaks, the death rate has been as high 88%. It's somewhat similar to Ebola. It actually shares a subclass within the strata of virus families. It's typically transmitted via direct contact with blood or other bodily fluids. Number 3. HIV. HIV is one of the most familiar viruses to the average American today. Outbreaks in the 1980s and 90s killed a lot of people, and though the virus is still out there, we have effective treatments allowing people to live with it. HIV, of course, is associated with AIDS, which is still kills more than 1 million people every year. As of today, more than 36 million people worldwide are living with HIV. Number 2. Rabies. These days, rabies isn't much of a concern. We even trivialize and laugh about it as seen in TV shows like Seinfeld and The Office. But rabies used to be a death sentence, and throughout generation, it's killed millions of people. Even though we have a vaccine, the virus still kills more than 50,000 people every year. The amounts to more than 100 people who are killed every day. The Independent reports mostly because they can't afford the vaccine. Number 1. Ebola. There was a serious Ebola outbreak just a few years ago, as most of us remember, though Ebola is largely relegated to small geographic areas in Western Africa. It's a frightening virus that is extremely lethal. Report says the most recent outbreak killed more than 10,000, but the virus isn't gone. It's spread by contact with bodily fluids, and the fatality rate for those afflicted is roughly 50%. So these are the top 10 most dangerous viruses in the world. Did I miss any dangerous viruses in the list? Tell us in the comments. Thanks for watching the video. If you like it, let me know by clicking the like button. Do share, write a comment, and don't forget to subscribe my channel so that you can catch up my next video. Thank you.